Bryan Walsh, no matter what Scott Brimblecombe will say. This is Green Mountain Wrestling. Wolverine will be in the ring first to take on Richie Rich. Now joining me at ringside, the #1 fan
Hey,
of
Stunning
Triad.
Sean! I'm back.
Scott Brimblecombe is joining me, folks.
Another edition of Triad Wrestling.
This is Green Mountain Wrestling. This is the King of the Ring, King of the Mountain Showdown, 98.
On Triad Wrestling. Glad to have everybody along with us back in my rightful position here at the broadcast center. Stunning Sean here. How's the neck, buddy?
Anyway, the action continues inside the ring. Here's the whip by Bryan Walsh from Wolverine into the ring ropes and nice backflip.
The Triad is the great champions of this promotion.
And Wolverine takes a boot to the side of the head.
Hey, what'd you think of what we did last week where we took over this show? Oh, I think you were out of commission, weren't you?
Last week I was in the hospital.
Yeah. Were you watching us on cable?
Two count on Wolverine.
Of course, if you were in Newport.
I was watching Green Mountain Wrestling.
Of course, if you were in Newport, you wouldn't have gotten it anyways, probably.
I'm sure you can read. I'm pretty sure anyway that you can read.
Triad
that says Green
Wrestling.
Mountain Wrestling. There's no triad. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T's in there, and there's no.
What do you
triad.
have against the Triad now?
I don't know.
It wouldn't be that you insulted the Wolverine, would you? And he
I was just doing my job.
Did what he had
simple.
As the Wolverine did, with the Lovely Desire and Colossus Scott Sharkey, the tag team champions here. And what a great match. They got Richie Rich, who Sharkey demolished the first week, and then Rich pulled the brass knucks out. And I will say this. Scott Dickinson wasn't so tired that week, must be, because he saw it.
All right, here's a headbutt.
A head boot.
Drop kick to the leg of Colossus Scott Sharkey. What's he go, 5'8", 5'7", somewhere in there?
Colossus is Colossus. You have to remember, though, Colossus came off a big match with Bryan Walsh last week. Sharkey, Walsh, 3. Tremendous match once again. Walsh and Sharkey.
Here are the true colors of the Triad as
he's just trying to get
slide
up.
his way to safety away from the action is Colossus Scott Sharkey.
But they put on a great match, and I think both Sharkey and Walsh feeling the effects of it. There, Scott's leg gave out. Rich went for the pin, and
here's a roll up by Richie Rich.
And Scott knows Richie Rich very well.
What about the attack on Papa Donnie Briscoe?
Who's that?
What was the point in that?
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Okay.
Was that big guy out here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know who he was.
Here's a standing drop kick.
He's somebody
nicely executed, I might say.
Isn't even considered a contender here for the Triad Tag Team Championship.
And
now Bryan Walsh comes in.
Get the tag. He'll be in. Oh,
a living legend and old. You know what they say about living legends? They're old. Legends are old.
Walsh demanding the respect that he deserves inside that square circle.
Now Wolverine working on the leg. And the Wolverine looks like he's going for a figure four. Now Walsh pushes him off.
Nicely done by Bryan Walsh.
You know,
and a stunner of his own.
So did you learn a lesson from the Wolverine a couple weeks ago?
I learned that I am an announcer and he is a professional wrestler, and he should keep his hands off of me.
Well, if you provoke him, that's what's going to happen. And Walsh misses.
Wolverine out of the way. And he goes for a tag for the Colossus Scott Sharkey.
Colossus comes in.
The Green Mountain Wrestling television champion.
Great athlete. The
I'll never say that he's not a great athlete.
The Triad just has great athletes. Unfortunately, Brutal Bob can't be with us. He's a prisoner. And we want to get him back here.
Well, hopefully very soon, the Brutal One will be back here. And then what are you going to call him?
He'll still be the Triad. Triad means many different things.
He's a nice submission hold, and of course, Scott Sharkey reaching out to Wolverine.
I didn't see that.
Of course not. Triad's biggest fan, right here beside me, folks.
Marvelous Marvin was walking beyond.
You're still on the executive committee?
I don't know. I don't really care. I'm with the Triad, and the Triad is where the power is. I told you that 2 weeks ago. The Triad is the power in professional wrestling.
There's a push off. Scott Dickinson not taking any bull.
And Dickinson inserting himself in this match. He should not be doing that. It's totally illegal. Where is the executive committee? The commissioner probably sitting over there smiling again.
Just disqualify and hand the belts over to Bryan Walsh if he wanted to.
You cannot win by disqualification.
Scott Dickinson can do whatever he wants.
Well, he has.
And you should not be part of any more executive decisions, that's for sure, in Green Mountain Wrestling. Here's the tag.
I am the executive producer of this program. I am in my rightful spot on the broadcast. And where is Charming Charlie?
He's probably being held prisoner with Brutal Bob. Here's a nice suplex.
Well, that could be with those guys down there.
No, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it here today.
Like those big Hick hillbillies that came in here, those wrestler wannabes.
Let's try to focus a little bit here, shall we? The Green Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Championships are on the line here.
Remember, you have to win by pinfall or submission. Excepting this place, it could be anything.
Chasing Scott Sharkey around the ring.
And Dickinson got between them. I'm surprised.
Yeah, that was the wrong thing to do. Here's a shot to the head now. Richie Rich with the closed fists on Scott Sharkey, and Dickinson's going to have to break this up.
No, he's not doing it very well.
Here is a, what's this going to be, a suplex? Nope. Some kind of power bomb?
It didn't work.
He didn't get all of that, that's for sure. That wasn't quite the way he wanted to have it done, but
for the pin.
It's enough for a 2 count. If he had gotten that now, there could be new
now remember,
Green Mountain Wrestling
it
Tag
has
Team
to be a 3 count. You take your time, you wait till they count.
Oh, there's a power bomb. He got all of that one. Here's a nice roll up, 2. Oh, and
Colossus. Just too powerful. Sharkey. Too powerful to try.
Giving up size and strength to Richie Rich. That's for sure. Now he's working on that knee and the ankle.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Like Brutal Bob.
This is true. Being held prisoner. We're working on getting him out, though.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hey, I heard
a low blow received by Richie Rich is...
There's another show coming up on August 23rd, a Saturday night, a hot summer night.
Yeah, hot summer night,
Municipal building.
Newport, Vermont.
Triad will be there, another edition of Triad
that's
Wrestling.
Too bad. Here's a roll up by Wolverine. And a kick out by Bryan Walsh.
You really should do something about this animosity you have towards the Triad.
Gee, I wonder where it came from.
I don't know.
You want to pay my hospital bills? My chiropractor bills?
Well,
here's a nice hip toss by Bryan
Walsh.
No, they seem to be your best pals, and you can't say that they ever do anything wrong, so I just send the bills to you. Here's a leg drop by Bryan Walsh.
The Wolverine is down. Walsh,
2.
A fast count by Dickinson, but only gets a 2.
A nicely done count job by Scott Dickinson. Nice and even and fair. Dropped down by Bryan Walsh. Oh, here's a sleeper hole right in the middle of the ring. Nicely done, Bryan Walsh.
We don't see this a lot by Walsh.
Oh, no. Oh.
And a nice counter to that. That is really the only counter unless you get to the ropes.
That's about it. Right in the middle of the ring, there was no way he was getting to the rope. Bryan Walsh, 2 count. And I suppose that was a slow count by Scott Dickinson.
It was.
Okay.
Of course,
and now
Wolverine.
Walsh trying to get over.
And
Wolverine making the tag on Colossus Scott Sharkey.
Sharkey Walsh, once again.
These two have battled each other. They had a fantastic match back in May.
The 3 greatest matches, I think, in Green Mountain and Triad have been with these 2 guys.
And they are 1-1 apiece.
Actually, Sharkey's 1-0-1.
Here's a kick out, a 2 count by Scott Dickinson, and a tag into Richie Rich. And of course, he sulks away into
excuse me, 1-0-2. They've had 2 draws.
Blow to the side of head of
However,
Richie
the
Rich
last time, though, the time did run out. And everybody thought they should have continued.
Well, it didn't work that way. Here's a kick by Scott Sharkey.
Nice spinning kick by Sharkey.
2 count. Oh, almost a 3 count. He was halfway to 3 as Scott Dickinson. Maybe if the Colossus one had hooked the leg.
Well, Dickinson had been counting the way he counts for the other guys. It would have been all right. Now double team. Walsh comes in. Now look at what Walsh is doing here.
Oh,
he was distracting Scott Dickinson.
Clothesline by Richie Rich.
So,
didn't seem to affect the match much. Richie Rich is still in control.
And here comes Walsh in once again. Why do you do this when you have the upper hand on your opponent?
Shot to the side of Colossus Scott Sharkey's head. Rich driving the elbows in there. Sets up Colossus as Walsh gets ready with Wolverine. Oh, big clothesline.
Nice move by the Triad.
Oh,
All
hard
four in
shots.
the ring. I give Dickinson credit. He's not trying to get him out of the ring, and he's letting him wrestle in there. That's what it's all about.
Of course, it was 2-on-1 for Walsh and Rich. It'd be a different story, I'm sure. Double clothesline by Richie Rich. Walsh is out of the ring. Oh.
Now, what made these two guys the top contenders for the tag title? Is it something the commissioner just said we want to have these
Bryan
two guys
Walsh
win it?
challenged for the belts.
Okay.
And the Triad graciously accepted.
Well, I've been working on Triad business.
Opening your eyes would be a good thing. There's a shark attack on Bryan Walsh. That should
Devastating move.
He should just roll him over. That'll be it.
Scott's going to pull him up. Rich on the outside of the ring.
Oh. What's this going to be? Oh, no,
A double stunner.
No. That's going to be it.
Using the Wolverine's move.
1, 2, and that's it. The Green Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions, they retain their belts, Wolverine and Scott Sharkey.